And join me, Betsy.
From New York, why not consider us for your next crime spree? It's Late Night with David Letterman. Tonight, Connie Chung, race driver, a man who holds a driver's license in 15 states.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to the program. Thank you for being here. I have an important announcement. I'm getting married, but I'm also going to continue to date. So that's... I had a proposal from the audience.
So I understand.
And then another woman said, well, that's fine, but can we still date? And I said, well, sure, why not? How you doing? I read something interesting in the current issue of Theater World earlier today. Do you get that magazine, Paul? Theater World?
Oh, Theater World. Yeah.
The first lady of the American theater, Helen Hayes, I didn't realize this, spends 6 months out of each year down in Jamaica raising pit bulls. And stunned. I thought, gosh, what an odd avocation for the first lady of the American theater, Helen Hayes. Here's an interesting sidelight to the news. The word Exxon, I looked this up today, is from the Greek language, and it means whoops. So that's how that works. So these people from Exxon, they said today that they are going to do the best they can to clean up this 200 to 40,000 barrel oil spill up there off the coast of Alaska. Oh, yeah, right. These people can't even keep gas station restrooms clean. So you know it. And finally, from the world of spring training, news from Florida. During a light workout period earlier today, Margot Adams pulled a hamstring. So, no further details. We got a pretty good show here.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave. Here are the headlines. Judge rules that U.S. must forfeit America's Cup to New Zealand. 14-year-old Soviet chess champion Gata Kamsky defects to the U.S. And although this isn't really news, I lost $500 betting that Roger Rabbit would win the Oscar for Best Picture. It wasn't even nominated. I was counting on a write-in vote. That's Newsbreak. Back to you, Dave.
Yeah. It certainly was Newsbreak. Well, kids, as that unmistakable music tells us, once again, it's time for another visit from the literature-laden vehicle from the outer hallway. It's the NBC bookmobile.
What? Drinking?
What? Who's been? Oh, my God, look out! Oh, what the hell? Oh, jeez! My God! Oh! Good heavens! Yes! Bookmobile, Paul. Fire over there. Actually blazing. Gus, are you all right, Gus? Yes, he's okay. Of course he is. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this was just a dramatization. Remember, if you drink, don't read. And if you read, don't drink, because books and alcohol don't mix. Isn't that right, library lady?
Oh, that's right, Dave. However, I wouldn't even pick up an Andy Rooney book unless I was smashed into my skull.
Oh, good for you. Well, there are exceptions to every rule. We'll bulldoze the wreckage and be right back here with tonight's show. Let me get this. Back to the program, kids. Paul, how are you?
I'm marvelous.
Nice to see you.
Just fabulous. How are you, David?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just fine. We have a great show here. Did I mention who's on the program? Comedian. Thank you very much. Oh, here. This is very helpful. And
my fan.
no longer, Connie Chung no longer works for NBC.
No, sir.
Yeah. Do you know why she no longer works for?
Why is that?
She got into a hair-pulling catfight in the commissary with Deborah Norville.
Really?
Is it Deborah Norville? Is that her name?
I'm not sure.
Who does the Good Morning Sunrise News, Hello New York show?
Boy, that's interesting.
Oh, it was vicious. A big slap catfight up there.
Was anyone hurt?
Yeah, and they pushed things all over Jell-O, all over the...
It was Jell-O. So they fought in Jell-O? Is that...
Look at this. My tie is signaling for a right-hand turn. Why is that? It's supposed to point to magnetic north, and it just... You know, Paul, that guy we had the little dust-up with last night, Joan Collins' buddy?
Oh, yes.
Last night, Joan Collins was not on the show. She was in town promoting her new perfume. Shellac is the name of the show. And she was right across the hall here at Live at 5, and I was too frightened to go over there. Because...
so I remember,
yeah,
yes.
so we sent a lovely young page to go over and just invite her to stop by and say hello. And this guy, here's a picture in today's New York Post. Here's Joan. What does this look idiotic? Here's Joan with her big face right there, her big glamorous face. Hello. Now, do you recognize this weasel? This is the guy who pushed her down to the floor and tried to grab her purse. Right there, this guy. Right there in a big picture.
So what
in the
happened after everything was
Nothing.
over?
No, they just left her. No, they're just blown out of town, and no, everything's fine. What? Press charges? What? No, I don't think so. Here it is from the home office in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Our most recent top 10 list. What do you call them? Top 10?
This is our top 10. Yeah, we call it our top 10.
Here we go. The category top 10 new Exxon slogans.
Ah.
Number 10, we've got oil to spare. Number 9, Exxon Transport, the Eastern Airlines of the Sea. Number 8, anybody got a tissue? Number 7, breathe a word of this to anyone and we'll kill you. Number 6, keeping your children safe from bloodthirsty, marauding walruses. Number 5, now sardines automatically come with oil. Number 4. Number 4. 3 Mile Island. Now that was an accident. Number 3, if it weren't for us, American seagulls would be covered with foreign oil. Well, that's an interesting point. Number 2, ecosystem, schmecosystem. Schmecosystem, Paul. I never thought I'd hear myself say that word. Schmecosystem. Ecosystem, schmecosystem. And now I've said it nearly 10 times.
Congratulations.
And the number 1 new Exxon slogan, hey, you try drinking 3 or 4 six-packs and then steering a huge oil tanker. I ain't smoking nothing. Seemed like there was something else we needed to talk about, and I can't recall for the life of me what it was. But let's just get the lovely Connie out here anyway, shall we? Do we have a big, thick, magic marker kind of pen? I have to underline my notes. I see. Forgotten to underline my notes. This would be a rare behind-the-scenes glimpse into the workings of television and show business.
So you underlined what, the most important points?
The salient parts of the question.
I see.
Thank you very much, honey.
Okay.
No, that's not the one I wanted. Could I? This'll do. Oh, boy, wouldn't that have been a terrible mistake? Paul, how about a little underlining music? Okay, fine. There we go. Here we go. All right, Paul. After gracing NBC News and our lives for the last 6 years, this is sad. She's been here 6 years, Paul, and now she's leaving. Our next guest, our first guest, is moving up the street, and starting in May, she will become the anchor of West 57th Street on another network, CBS. Please say hello to our very good friend, Connie Chung. Connie, come on out here. Hi, Connie, how are you? I didn't even underline that part. What do we have here? A little gift?
David, yeah, it's your birthday next week.
Oh.
And I brought a little something for you.
A little birthday gift?
Yeah.
Shall I open it now or open it later?
No.
All right, we have a little something for you as well because
You do?
you're departing. Well, as I'm opening this, why don't you tell people how it is you came to leave and why you're leaving and how much money you're getting?
Well, David, I'm sure I'm making less than you are.
Well,
You know?
I would hope
serious.
so.
You probably... No, seriously.
Only as it should be. Well,
No, I mean, I'm sure
oh,
during contract
these are lovely.
time...
These are shoe trees.
Shoe trees.
Shoe trees. Connie and I, a couple of weeks ago, spent the day together, and she went shopping for shoe trees for her husband Murray because he has Maury. He has problem feet.
No, he doesn't have problem feet.
He doesn't have problem feet, but
No,
these are
to keep your shoes
Wow, look at that.
stiff and the shape proper.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
That's very nice. And we have a little going away gift for you as
You do?
well. Yeah. I hope you enjoy this. We're going to miss you.
Oh,
I think you were a real asset to the operation here, and I think NBC will rue the day they let you slip through their fingers.
Thank you, David.
All right, here we have. This is the Joan Collins fragrance. This is. It's called Spectacular. What? It's spectacular. It's available at your neighborhood True Value hardware stores. This is actually it, and this cost us like, what do you think this went for?
Oh, this is a fortune.
I know.
A small fortune.
Like $800 for this.
You're kidding.
Yeah. Who would have thought paint thinner would be running that high? Oh, God, look at this. What is this, the handy applicator? You just pour off a couple of quarts and go gargling.
That's pretty good.
I don't know, but I enjoyed it. Let's do that again, where we kind of...
Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So
Great.
why are you leaving? Tell us about that. Is it an amicable parting?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, everyone was really nice here, and I didn't want to leave.
You didn't get fired or anything, did you?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, it was great. Everyone was really nice, and I don't know. They're just, you know what happens during a contract time.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
No, I know. No, I was gonna say with you, you know, you're probably saying, roll up that Brinks truck. You know, just back it up
No,
here
no,
and let me have another one.
No.
You know.
No, but you saw this as a better opportunity for you.
Well, no, I was just excited about working with some of the people. There's the broadcast group, President Howard Stringer. You ever met him? He was,
Howard Stringer, this name means nothing to
okay.
me.
He'd been nurturing
This guy
this
at
over
CBS?
the years. Yeah.
Yeah.
And David Burke, the president of CBS,
Again,
was
these are guys
very,
I don't hang
very
around
nice. Okay. Andy Lack, the producer of the program. We spent a lot of time.
Again, I don't know Andy Lack.
Okay.
But now you're going to be on West 57th Street. Tell me about that. How will the show be different now?
Well, I can't say. I mean, we've talked about it, and I'd love to sort of tell you exactly what it's going to be like, but I don't know and I can't. So I just have to get there, and I'll be there in a couple of weeks.
But that will be your show.
Yeah.
So all of the other West 57th Street kids are gone?
No, I just don't know. I think I'll just go and we'll talk about it, and we'll, you know.
And will you also be anchoring, co-anchoring with Dan?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Have you met Dan?
Oh, I know him from years ago.
Yeah.
I used to work at CBS in the early 70s, you know, as a correspondent out of the Washington Bureau, and he was working there at the same time.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was the White House correspondent, so I knew him then.
Yeah. And what about the 60 Minutes thing? Are you going to be on 60 Minutes? I guess you can't
No.
because you're on West 57th Street.
You got it.
Yeah.
And,
So NBC has nobody left.
no, that's not true.
What it is, Chris Wallace is gone.
Yeah.
You're gone. Tom Brokaw only comes in like late in the afternoon.
No. It's not true.
No, but haven't they just lost a passel of folks?
No, because none of us are, you know,
Jane Pauley
indispensable.
quit this morning.
No,
Jane
she
Pauley
didn't.
quit today.
No, she didn't. None of us are indispensable. You know, I mean, everything's great at NBC, really. It's not a... What?
We have to take a commercial break here. We'll be right... Due to circumstances beyond our control, the rest of the show will be done with bubbles. I don't have a switch to turn off the machine. I'm sorry, I can't turn it off.
We lost the switch.
You lost the switch. Do you suppose anyone could turn it off?
We'll turn it off.
Okay, great. You phone Con Ed, have him pull the plug, because we really don't need, as lovely as the bubbles are, we don't... Watch yourself, Bob.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
A lot of
Oh, God. Now, we have a little videotape, and I found this to be amazingly interesting. I've never seen anything like this before as long as I've been alive and watching television, which is really the only reason to be alive, isn't it? I guess this is you now saying goodbye to your NBC staff members, co-workers, friends, peers.
What do you...
And...
No, I mean, where did you... I don't... There's nothing ever been on.
All right. All right.
I don't
Watch.
remember...
This will be a surprise for you then. This is... All right, just roll it and then we'll discuss it, and then I think we have it in slow motion. This is Connie Chung saying goodbye to her colleagues and co-workers at NBC News. Hal, roll the videotape.
Also coming up here tonight on NBC Nightly News, an important test firing of a crucial new American missile today.
That was you.
Oh, my God.
You're on the Nightly News saying goodbye. Let's see it again. Hal, may we see that again, please?
Oh, my God.
Did you realize they were broadcasting?
Well, yes. I mean...
There's Connie. She
yeah.
comes in. Say, who's the guy you're talking to there?
Oh, that's Gene Faraday.
Uh-huh.
And then...
There you are. There she is, Connie, saying goodbye. At some point...
That's why I stooped down, because that's Mark Kuznets that I'm saying
Yeah,
goodbye to.
yeah.
And I thought that maybe you wouldn't be able to see me if I were, you know...
Well, guess again, Connie. and at some point...
Oh, my God. I owe Tom Brokaw an apology.
We're waiting for you to go, hey, Tom, adios!
I really owe Tom an apology,
Oh,
huh?
that was very cute.
Oh, God.
Tell me about the big party for your husband, the big his birthday party, the big surprise party.
Oh, well, that
Connie
was...
is married to Maury.
Maury Povich.
Maury Povich,
Yeah,
who is the
and
host of
Current Affair.
That's right.
And he couldn't be here, otherwise he would have come. But he's in L.A. You know, he's going to do the Arsenio Hall show tomorrow.
Oh, good for him. Good for both of them.
But he turned 50.
Uh-huh.
And so I decided, you know, that the most awful thing I could do for him would be to give him a surprise birthday
He
party.
hates surprises?
Well, anybody does. You
Yeah.
know, surprise birthday parties are really dumb,
yeah.
right? So how could I make him embarrassed and humiliate him? Give him a surprise birthday party. And so that's what we did. He thought he was just coming up to have some dinner with his parents and daughters, you know, Susan and Amy.
I met Susan. I don't know that
you've
I met
never
Amy.
met him?
No.
Okay. Susan and Amy and his brother and his sister. And as it turned out, we invited all his closest friends over the years, including your producer, Robert Morton.
Did you organize the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many people were in attendance?
Oh, I don't know, maybe about 50, 60, something like that.
Wow.
They're just old friends, you know, and they all just came creeping out of every little doorway. And,
I
you
think
know,
that's
he
the
was
right
just...
word, too,
Yeah.
knowing Murray.
But David, I've invited you to parties before, and you won't come.
You've never invited me to one damn party.
One, yes, one.
Oh, no,
and you
I wouldn't.
come.
No, not that thing.
No, you wouldn't come.
Well, that was not going to be any fun anyway.
You don't think so?
It was telling people it was going to be me and you and probably Murray and Tom.
Maury.
Tom Brokaw and his wife. And
a few other people.
like, who were the other people?
I can't remember.
Henry Kissinger or something like that?
No, but you know, but Robert was there. Robert Morton was there. You
Yeah.
call him Morty.
Well, everyone calls him Morty.
How come we call him Robert?
Oh, makes no difference.
All right. I'm sorry, Dave.
Connie, when will we see your smiling face over there at CBS? When will be the first telecast?
2 weeks. Probably the Sunday news. I start April 11th.
Yeah.
That's a Tuesday.
And how soon can we look for Dan Rather to start sweating?
No.
And okay, we gotta go. Nice to see you. Thank you for everything.
It didn't cost as much as a TV. 7 grams, a trip to Paris. A gram a week for a year, a new car. If you're on coke, everything you work for is disappearing. Right under your nose.
I've been advised to advise you, please stop writing. but we're still coming, but I think we have enough requests. Is that correct? Enough requests. So we'll be there from May 2nd through the 5th at the Chicago Theater. And if you're interested in tickets, by all means, write us. No, I guess that's not really the purpose of the announcement. Please don't write us now, but come if you have already written us. Yeah, but if you don't have tickets yet, don't write for them.
Don't write. But if you have tickets, please come to the show.
I think what I learned yesterday from the interview that I saw Joan Collins doing, that this is actually about 10% Geritol. You know, ladies and gentlemen, the furor over the character of Mole Man, played by our own office receptionist Joe Fury, continues to grow. So to catch up on recent developments, please welcome our own office receptionist Joe Fury as the Mole Man. Joe, come on out. So, to briefly recap now, you played this Mole Man character in a little silly skit we did a couple of months ago on Viewer Mail, and it has apparently just taken off like crazy.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I've been so busy I can't keep up with it.
Yeah, like what kind of things?
Well, if you happen to see Comic Relief 3, that's me there. I co-hosted it with Robin and Billy and Whoopi.
You did a great job.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Also, while I was out there, I managed to catch a Lakers game, too.
Oh, that's fun. Oh,
Yeah,
there you are with
Jack
Jack
and
Nicholson.
Yeah, it was great.
You must
Jack's
have had a
great.
terrific time.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
It's great. And I guess at this point I can go public with this. Whoopi and I are now seeing each other.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you're like deeply in love then, I guess, huh?
Yes, yes.
How could you not be? But I understand that not everything that's happened to you since Mole Man took off has been pleasant.
No. The receptionist at the Cosby Show, a jerk by the name of Steve Utley, is apparently dressing up like me and calling himself Ferret Boy.
Oh, no.
So I'm suing his butt.
Well, good. That's the only thing you can do. Well, the reason we wanted to have Joe come out here tonight, we thought it'd be fun to have the audience members ask questions. Do you mind, Joe?
No.
If you have a question, yes, ma'am. Do you have a question for Joe Fury, Mole Man here?
How is Joe Fury different from the character Mole Man?
Good question.
Yes, it is a good question.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's kinder. I like to think he's more sensitive. He's not as aggressive.
Great. Excellent question. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Do you have a question for Joe Fury, Mole Man?
What goes into getting into the Mole Man costume?
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
the process actually it takes over 6 hours. We actually have a piece of videotape.
Well, let's take a look at the
My day
tape.
begins
Yeah.
at 5 a.m. That's when I arrive at makeup. First, basic pancake layers. Then, a prosthetic chin is put in place. That takes about an hour to dry, during which I get a bald wig and a false brow. Special contact lenses change the color of my eyes to earth tones. Painful rods are inserted into my mouth to extend the lips. And there's the final result.
Well, that's informative. We have time for one more question. Yes, ma'am. What can we do for you?
I feel kind of funny asking, but could I give you a kiss?
Oh, Joe, do you mind?
Sure.
Okay, come on down here. That's great. Hurry, we don't have much time. That's very sweet. Okay, great. So, Joe, before you go, I have a question. With all the success you've achieved, would you ever consider leaving your job as our receptionist?
Never. Answering the phones keeps me sane. It's my rock. It's my anchor.
Great. Well, glad to hear it, and continued success for Mole Man, Joe Fury. Thank you very much, Joe Fury, Mole Man. We'll be right. Paul, this is pretty impressive. The only driver in racing history to win both the Formula One and IndyCar titles. He has also won Driver of the Year honors in 3 separate decades. Please welcome, truly, one of the real greats, 4-time IndyCar champ, Mario Andretti. Nice to see you. You are, and you don't need to respond to this because I'm sure you've heard it before, but people who know a lot about racing and then people who know very little about racing both know your name, don't they? You, I think, more than any other single individual now in this country, personifies the image of a race driver.
Maybe it's because I've been around for so long.
Yeah, and also you've been very good at it.
That helps.
Yeah.
That helps, you know.
Where are you from?
Well, originally from, I was born and raised in Italy.
And you came over
here?
here?
In 1955. I was Should I tell you? 15.
15 years when you came over? The entire family comes over?
The entire family came over, yes.
Yeah. And had you done any racing at all at age 15 in Italy?
Well, not really. Not really, but I was really an avid fan. And it's something that started very, very early in my, well, when I was really 10 or 11. I think that's when I caught the fancy of the sport. And it's something that, I don't know, then I think is when my dreams sort of started to form in my head, whereby I knew what I wanted to be, or at least I knew what I wanted to pursue.
Is automobile racing in Italy and other countries in Europe, is it more of a passion than it is in this country? I mean, you talk about as a little kid feeling something, knowing something even then?
Well, I think it is. I think most of the countries that, certainly countries of Europe, I think when a race, a Grand Prix happens there, it's the big event of the year, and it sort of supersedes everything else. And they don't have the variety of sports, for instance, as the United States has.
Yeah.
And so the coverage usually focuses on that big event, and I think you feel a little more sense of of interest, I should say.
Yeah.
And because I felt that when I was in Formula One. But again, as I said, they don't have as much competition as they do here. But
okay, so you're back to coming over to this country. You're 15. How did you come over? You fly over? You take a boat over?
No, it was a beautiful cruise.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, it was in a boat. It was Conte Biancamana, which was the sister ship to the Andrea Doria.
Oh, later to go down.
Yeah, the Andrea Doria.
Yeah, right.
And that was a great cruise, really.
This is your first view of America, then?
First view, yes.
Yeah, and it made a lasting impression on you when you arrived?
Yes, it did, because actually we were just coming into New York Harbor, and just in front of the Statue of Liberty, the same day my sister had her birthday, 21st birthday. And it was a beautiful day, and just, you know, Statue of Liberty with all the meaning was all happening there, and obviously
that's a great story. That's like a version of the American dream, or what's possible when you come to this country. You see the Statue of Liberty, and then later you go on to become a very famous international racing star. Did you speak the language at all?
Well, I thought I did, because I had 3 years of English in school there, but when actually we stopped over for 24 hours in Halifax in Nova Scotia, and quite honestly, I didn't even know how to ask for a postcard. And my dad was quite disappointed, of course.
Yeah, on a cruise like that, if you are sending postcards, Halifax is the best place to get them. All kind of deals.
That's what we were hoping, yes, but we didn't get it that time.
So you're starting a brand new life, and then how did racing become, how did that take over?
Well, quite honestly, we were in this country, I say we, I have a twin brother, Aldo, and we both had the same aspirations, and we found out just after a couple of days of being here, we were just cruising about town, and we saw a race car being towed behind a station wagon. We sort of followed that and see where it was going, and there was there's a local track in Nazareth, actually, and but it was a type of these clay tracks, dirt, half mile, that I've never seen. I only knew of road racing. But it looked really intriguing and interesting, and so we watched that, and we find out that they have weekly events there.
Yeah.
And we went to the first race that weekend, and quite honestly, the last race that I had seen was the Italian Grand Prix 1954, and that didn't look very accessible.
Yeah, no, they don't. You just can't park in the out on the street and walk in and ask for a ride. It's
You're right.
Yeah.
But this did. This, you know, as kids, you know, with a dream and an idea to follow, you know, it just really seemed like it was accessible.
Yeah.
And we just felt we better work toward trying to get some, you know, work on something like that. And that's how we did. About 3 years later, we built our own car and started racing.
You're how old a man now?
49.
49 years old. You have a son who competes with you and is now your teammate.
That's right.
You have a nephew. Your brother raced for a time. I have
another son that races also.
Is that right?
Yes.
Have you ever thought maybe, has your wife ever thought maybe, has anybody come to you?
She should be racing probably, too.
Your wife. But do you ever think maybe at 49, maybe I should be doing something else?
I've thought about it,
yeah,
but I don't know what else to do.
Right. Well, there you go. Keep on
I
racing.
haven't really worked it out, and you know, this year we just have a great opportunities. The Kmart Haviland sponsorship is strong enough to be able to bring Michael, you know, in the team with us.
Is this the first time this has ever happened, a father-son team competing at this level?
It is, yes,
Yeah.
I think it is.
Does it upset you when he wins?
No, no, I
Are
mean,
you
obviously
sure?
not.
If he beats you, say, a very close race by a tenth of a second, are you upset then, Mario?
David, I have to look at it. I have to look at it this way. I have to look at it this way. Sooner or later, somebody's going to blow your doors off. So might as well be your son or somebody that you really know.
But it still upsets you, doesn't it?
Certainly does.
Gee, it's a pleasure meeting you, and I hope you have a great year. And if you find the time at any point during the season, come on back. We'll talk some more. Nice to meet you. Mario Andretti. Still stripping furniture at your place?
Excuse me?
I say, are you still stripping furniture at your place?
Do you have something for me?
Yeah. Should take it right off.
I'll come over.
Our next guest is a very funny young man who visits us here on the program occasionally. From April 11th through the 16th, he will be performing at the Improv in Addison, Texas? Oh, they love their improvisational comedy in Addison, Texas. They can't get enough down there. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jake Johansson.
Hi. Thanks very much. I'm Jake. Very nice to be here. I'm a little nervous, you know, in New York, but I'm a little nervous around new people anyway, because I believe that extraterrestrials live and work among us. And, right, yeah, usually it's no big deal till they get a couple of drinks in them. And then, you know, they get all friendly. But, Jake, you seem like a pretty decent guy. I just thought I'd tell you. They pull their faces off, and I hate that. Right, so I try and avoid that. But it's nice to be here. And well, I'm also anxious to go back because we just moved to a new apartment. And a lot of headaches. First day, you know, the phone didn't work, so we had to go to the neighbor's house to call the phone lady. And I mean, not that I would assume that it was a woman at the phone company ahead of time. I just know the rest of the story. So, back off. Anyway, I go down to their apartment to borrow their phone, not even thinking, you know, if they're from outer space, that's their headquarters. Right, so it's too late. You try and get away, they just rub you with a viscous liquid, and you turn into a big chrysalis right there, and they devour you at their leisure. But, so, it's not really worth it to use the phone, but, you know, I wasn't thinking right, moving day. And so I go down, I call up the phone company. It was a woman, I mentioned that. And I say, our phone is broken, can someone come and fix it? And she says, well, what type of trouble are you having with your phone? So I don't know how many kinds there are, really. We were having the kind where you pick it up and no sound comes out. So, yeah, I mean, it still had mass and everything, and it was retaining its original color. So, what I look for more in a phone than just that. So she says, well, we'll have to send a guy right out. That's what they're always saying. And I assume that the guy would have to come out because we keep the phone at our house, and they don't have a guy stationed there. But she says it like that, we'll send the guy right out, like he's coming right over, you know, like there's, I guess maybe that's why they ask you what type of trouble you're having, just in case you say something stupid like, well, maybe the buzzing noise is coming out by my mouth, and then they can just tell you, well, flip it over. And so that way, you save the guy a trip that way. So it's really, she's just looking out for wear and tear on her guys. But she says, we'll send the guy right out. Like he's coming, like there's a fleet of guys right there at Jake's house, ready, go. You know, there's the guy. He's not coming right over unless, and if you go out for a minute to get milk or something, then he'll be right there. I don't know. It's kind of creepy, I think. As soon as you call, they put your house under surveillance. And that's, because sometimes you see the phone guys going in the manholes and stuff. And, right, there's no phone equipment down there. They will come right up through your toilets if you're not careful. So, right. So I'm not taking any chances. I'm waiting at home with the lid down. And so that way their heads, the helmets click against that lid, and then you know they're on their way in. So I'm waiting. Hours go by. The guy isn't there, you know, so I start reading a book. Then the phone rings, which scared scared me, you know, because it was broken. And so I look at it like it's the devil or something. I mean, I don't know exactly how I would look at the devil, or if I would even recognize the devil. I mean, if he came as a phone. So it's hard to say exactly, but you know, I shouldn't be saying that. You know, I'll wake up in the middle of the night tonight, big devil phone in my room. Oh, the devil, I'll say, and he'll just go, just trying to prove a point. Poof, he'll be gone. So let me just say that I would recognize the devil, and there's no need for a personal appearance. In case there's any of Satan's little helpers watching tonight. So anyway, back to the story. The phone, I answer the phone, hello. And that's what I always say. And I say hello, and the guy goes, hi, this is Al from the phone company. I'm on a pole outside your apartment. And no one has ever said that to me before. So I look out the window. We're on the 3rd floor. So I look out, and he's right there. Normally, no guys are there. So it's kind of a big day when there's a guy out there whose name I know. And so hi, Al. I wave at him. So I'm making friends, and then I realize, hey, look away, quick, because he's going to pull his face off at that moment. You have to be very careful. It's a big joke to then pull the face off. Now, don't think they don't talk about that at their meetings, because they do. Anyway, thank you very much.
Very funny. Enjoy having you here. So did you ever get the phone fixed?
Yeah, he fixed it all from the pole, which he didn't have to come in the house, and they warn you about that. Yeah. You know, if he has to come in, you're going to have to pay for it. Like, you would say, well, then forget it, I'll fix it myself. I don't know what the theory is. So we fixed it there. And I learned that phrase, which is very handy.
The phrase?
I'm on a pole outside. I don't know if you have to do the phone thing anymore.
No, I haven't had trouble with my phone recently.
Well, no, you call up somebody, you get the secretary, and they give you that, may I ask who's calling? And you can cut right through that with, yeah, it's Jake Johansson, I'm on a pole outside your office.
And they usually take the call, no problem.
Yeah, you don't have to say anything about it.
Okay.